Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I have a guest. I have Judy today that we're going to be discussing some few things, some new stuff now that winter is starting. Are you bumping onto my channel for the first time? Don't hesitate. Just click on the subscription button below, turn on the notification, comment what you'd like to hear me talk about on this channel. So guys, we have Judy. And Judy is using Judy Adventures. So the Adventures of Judy. So maybe that is something you need to take a look at on her channel.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna end this one.
So I should have actually done it through, but I don't need like speakers or.
I don't think so. You can hear me clearly, right? Because I can hear you
I
well.
can hear you.
I can hear you
can
properly.
have all my volume up.
So how have you been?
I have been not so well. I'm missing my voice.
Oh yeah. Sorry, it's that time of the year.
No, I was at a party and I talked too much.
Lucky you can.
Normally when I talk a lot, I don't talk a lot.
Yeah.
So when I meet people, then I start talking. Then I'm like, it normally happens, especially when I go to Nairobi. It's worse.
Oh yeah. I think with the Nairobi, for me, it's always the dust as well affects.
The first day I come to Nairobi,
Mm-hmm.
it's good. Then I spend the night. Then the next day I wake up. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'm starting to miss it. Then we start talking. My mom, she never stops talking. So, so I still cannot put it to dust or talking too much, because now here I can. Now I am experiencing it after I did not travel out of Norway. I was in Norway,
Yeah.
and then we talked and talked and talked. So when we came back today, I'm actually talking. Even yesterday, the day after that, I could not talk. So I
Mm-hmm.
talking too much. I can put it on that as well, because there
Yeah.
wasn't a dust or anything, and I had the same problem I normally experience when I'm in Nairobi. So
I think Nairobi is a bit for me. It's the dust, and then you automatically speak louder.
yeah, and people are speaking loud, and there's just so many people speaking all the time. And then you come from a environment where you are not speaking too much.
Yeah.
You're speaking now. You are speaking throughout. So I think that it's affect their throat, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm so glad to have you here. And sorry, I hope you will get better soon. I hope it doesn't hurt. It's just that you don't have the voice, but it's not of any pain.
No, it's not of any pain actually. It will get better.
Okay. So I told my guest that I'm going to have you again here, which is a pleasure. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that I could get your time, little one, as we are mamas and we always have like the little time you get, that is what you use. So
Yeah.
we wanted to discuss quite a number of things in regards to expectation, what someone can do, education, improvement, work, and of course, self empowerment somehow is what this is all about. And it's all open. It's an open discussion, no preps, nothing. Is just let it all and drop in as you think it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what I wanted to ask, because now in Sweden here, you've been to Sweden, so it's becoming a bit dark, and it comes with its own trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about this because when you go online, especially on TikTok, when the darkness comes in, you find a lot of people are indulging into drinking alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you like? For me, this is the first time I'm living in a country that is very cold and gets really, really dark.
Mm.
You, as a person who has been here, you're in Norway, and you've managed to not lose it. What do you do?
I think the first time I was in Sweden, because I moved to Sweden right in the middle of the winter It was actually so white outside. I could not even see the city of Gothenburg, and we live right in the middle of the city, and
Okay.
it was all covered in white. I was optimistic, wondering, where am I living? What's going on here? It was my
Mhm.
first time seeing something like this. And then, so because I moved in and then we were traveling, so that first year I moved, I did not have any effect on me.
Mhm.
But second year I was already working. I was actually working, so I was so consumed into working so much that I never even had like this depression or lack of vitamin D or anything like that. I was going to work at 5.
Yeah.
No, no, not 5, but I was waking up at 6 and I was at work by 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
And I was going back at home. We were finishing working at 5 o'clock. So by the time I was at home, it was 6. It was already dark. So I was leaving home while it was dark, and I'm coming back when it's dark. So I could just come home. I was tired, just shower. If my husband was there, there was dinner already. If he wasn't at home, I could make dinner. Then I just was just watching Netflix and movies, and then you get tired, you go to bed. So I think in Sweden I mostly focused on working. I did a lot of working.
Yeah. So work helps.
Yeah, I was focused. I had so much things I had planned that I wanted to achieve within a certain time.
Yeah.
My mind was there, but still there was sometimes for partying. We could party, but that one we did in the summer, because in
Oh
the
yeah.
summer light is all out all the time. You saw how it is. So we could get from work, it's just too bright. Everybody's at the park, could meet with
Mm.
the friends at the park, we could drink, join some concerts, and then we just go home. So in Sweden I really did not struggle or anything. The 2 years I spent there were actually so nice.
Mhm.
So now Norway, it's where I think I can say I experienced a little bit of the weather, because
Mm. So.
now I moved here. I was not speaking Norwegian. I started afresh from learning the language, and then I
Yeah.
moved when I was pregnant also. So what helped me most, I joined a language school.
Mhm.
So I was going to classes. Then during afternoon hours, I could read what we have learned. But you could just feel something. There's just some type of loneliness. You are around people, you are with people, but there's just some loneliness in there, like it's not you.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
then you're in a new country where you don't hear the languages you normally speak, people speaking. Then you are eating different food. Sometimes you want something, you can't find it, you have to drive quite far away. Like if I wanted to make ugali, I have to pre-plan so that I can drive and go buy it from the shop, which is far away. So it's not like I can just wake up and I make ugali. I have to plan it.
Mhm.
Why bunga? Because I cannot just walk to the shop and get it, depending with where I live.
Uh-huh. Well, I think finding a hobby is also important
Yeah,
when it comes to, especially those who are coming to Europe in general,
yeah.
because in Greece is not that bad. It is bad for somebody coming now, but if
Yeah.
somebody lived in Europe, Greece is not that bad during winter time. Actually,
Mm,
it's like luxury, to be honest. If you come from Sweden today and then like in the middle of winter in December, or in Norway, if you come from Norway and then you go to Greece, you feel like, oh my God, this is summer.
yeah.
Yet it is cold. It has its own coldness. Like now that it's about 7, 8 degrees in Sweden, in Gothenburg, in Greece is like full winter.
It's like how many degrees
7, 8.
in Greece now?
Yeah, no, no, no. Now in Gothenburg, but if it was in Greece, this would be like a feeling of the complete winter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Now I talked to someone who told me it's about 20, 25.
Okay, that is summer of Scandinavia. That is even more of summer.
Yeah,
It's
that's even more
summer.
summer.
They're all complaining it's too hot.
Yes. So I also listened to a certain or somebody was he's a very known guy on TikTok, for Nigerian guy, and he was giving people an advice that when a new person comes to Sweden, for example, they need to get themselves into work first and not much of a language. But I've met a Kenyan who
Mm.
told me also that language is the first thing you should, if you can, if you have an opportunity to study the language, please do. Get the work. The work comes easier when you find the language. So the comparison here is that if you study the language, you can get the work easily. But the other guy was saying, if you get the job, you will be classified as a person who is serving the society. And if anything happens to your documents, they will not send you away. What would you say in this aspect of, if I come to Europe today, what would you tell me? Should I get myself in studying the language, or should I just look for work? Or it doesn't matter?
If you move to Europe, especially these non-English speaking countries, the
Yeah.
first thing you're going to do is learn the language, because they're only going to speak English with you for just small duration. Once they know you are here for a long time, they will stop speaking English with you. They won't respond back. They will be like, then you will start saying people are ignoring you because they're seeing you here every day, but you're not making any effort to learn the language.
To learn the language, yes.
English here as a second language, but they are not comfortable speaking English every day like we do in Kenya. In Kenya, we actually can speak 3 languages every day without problem. You can speak your mother tongue, Kiswahili and English. But here you cannot speak English and let's say Norwegian language every day with Norwegians. They don't. They speak English, but they do not want to speak English with you when they know you are living here and this is your long-term goal.
Yeah.
They will
I
only.
get, I feel, yeah, I understand. I get you. Yes,
And then
I get you.
jobs also depends. How did you move here? If you move here through marriage, of course, number one requirement is for you to learn the language. If you move here through au pair, they want you, you are coming here because of cultural exchange. They want you to learn language. If you move here as asylum seeker, of course, they want you to integrate to this society. If you're moving here through job, like you're working for the embassy, like I met our sisters in Gotham, in Bergen the other day. They were working for embassy. Then I was just talking a little bit, wanting to know, like for you people who work for embassy, do you have the need for learning the language? They say no. Actually, if you send a document to me written in Norwegian, I will send them back to you to translate them into English, a language that I understand, because their contract is just 4 years. So
Uh-huh.
they do not know if they will continue, their contract will continue for another 4 years in that same country, or they will be moved to a different country. So you cannot go around learning so many language like that. It doesn't work. Also, when you're an adult, it's not easy. So that is why for people who are coming specifically for job and the job is already, that does not require them to speak other language than English, they do not learn the language. So it depends. Also, there are
Mm-hmm.
people who came here through overstaying. They came to visit, then they overstayed. These people, they will go to work because that is actually what they wanted. For
Mm.
them, they will not start with language. They will just go and work, and probably it's just non-skilled work where they won't be meeting with people that they must speak the language. For example, if you're a housekeeper, you are not in the reception speaking with the clients, you are just cleaning the rooms, changing the beds. So you don't need like, that's how I started in Sweden. Actually, when I started working, I wasn't speaking Swedish because my job did not require me to speak Swedish.
Yes,
So
Swedish, yeah.
that, so some people have it's different. His argument can also be true in a different perspective. But
I see.
in other perspective, his argument can also be positive and negative. So it depends how long are you staying living here? Is this your permanent or your short stay? Yeah.
Yeah, the most of this I listen to on TikTok. There is this lady who talks about social services, and in my opinion, I think if you decided to come from one place to another, meaning you moved from your country to
Yeah.
another country,
Uh,
then you've already accepted change. And
yeah.
this lady was talking about foreign parents losing their kids to social services a lot,
I
especially
have
in
watched, I've
Sweden.
watched a lot of her videos on TikTok.
Yes. And
Mm.
for me, you meet a lot of people that they live in this country, they work, they want to integrate, but they still want to keep, no, they don't want to integrate. They still want to keep the culture from, let's say in Kenya. We grew up, as in my generation, millennial, we grew up being yelled at, beaten, somebody pulling your ears,
And we
somebody saying
and we
you,
did not like it. We
and we
just
didn't like it, but you subjected to it.
yeah.
And as a person who grew up and came to this country as an adult, I find it. I need time, and I need to learn a lot to adjust myself to understand that was not right.
It was
Right?
not
You
right.
see,
Not.
most people here don't understand. And what would you tell the ones who are keeping the stick that a child has to be beaten up, spanked for them to understand? For example, as a
Uh,
punishment.
in Norway, you will be jailed. There is no in between. In Norway, you are not allowed to spank a child physically, uh, mentally abuse your child. You will be jailed, and your child will be taken away from you, and you will never find them again. You will, especially if it was physical or abuse, they will never allow you to have your child even after they are 18 years, because you did not have connection with this child. They will not be free around you, and they have been taught that this person was abusing you. So they are also growing and they are learning this was not good. Like, if I go back to my home, how I was raised up, they are my teachers. Even now that I am an adult, I still cannot come to greet them
Yeah,
because of the trauma they caused on me. We
yeah,
were banned a lot. We were really beaten. I even have some marks on my body that even with years, I've refused to go away, to fade, because of the beating we met in school. Some old people will say that that beating is what has made you to be you today. That is really wrong. That's absolutely wrong, because that beating, it's a trauma that might affect my parenthood.
yeah, that's
It will
true.
make me think that because I was beaten, then I became this good person. So now I need to do that to my child for them to become the other person. We should unlearn that pattern. And then another thing, we're in a different society where things are done differently. Back in our culture in Africa, children are parents' investments.
Yes,
Parents even decide for their children what to study. I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a lawyer. I want you to be a teacher, engineer. You see, they force you. They mold you into what they want, because they want to achieve something out of you once they become elders. Or
mm,
they want to show off in the village. I am a parent of a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer. They want their the family name to be praised. Here
yes,
in Europe, in these countries, your child, you gave birth to that child, but that child is also a government child.
yes. I
that
agree.
is
I
why
agree with you. Yeah,
that is why if you abuse that child, they will take that child from you, and probably you will just be a giver to life of this child, but not their parent.
their
Number
parents. Yeah,
two, here in Europe, parents do not depend on their children. Once the children are 18, they can decide whatever they do with their lives. Your child can just decide they will work at the supermarket, and you will never accept that. But that is not your it's not your responsibility. That is how they have chosen their life. You want
yes,
your child to go study. They see their age mates working somewhere, and they also want to go work there. Here, your parents leave you because they do not own you. You can do whatever you want. As
Yeah.
long as you are not in a bad group, you are not using drugs or anything, your child is not your property. So how we should unlearn. We should really unlearn from the culture we were brought with, because we have moved there and we decided to come here. If here is not working for you, go back home. Go live with a culture you still do not think was affecting you while you are growing up. Because the
Thank
trauma
you.
we faced, I do not like. The way I was beaten, I can never see someone being beaten like that and agree with that is their culture. That is not culture. That was abusive, that we was inflicted into us by the colonialists.
Yes.
Yeah, they beat our parents, our forefathers, and to our ancestors. Then they give it to our parents. Our parents. So now we have, this is the generation where we have to unlearn everything that was all the pain that was inflicted into us.
So those who are coming to Europe thinking that they can punish their kids
You
whoever,
cannot.
however they want,
You
it's
will, they
impossible.
take your child away from you. Your child is not your property. And even after going to school here in Norway, I have first-hand experience. We were so close to our teacher that in the beginning I was so uncomfortable, because I grew up in Kenya where the teacher was the most
The
authoritative.
enemy.
The teacher was like the toppest. You could not
Yeah.
argue with your teacher, because
Yeah.
you know the consequence. Here we can reason with a teacher, like you just greet them like normal people. You share, you even say what you ate yesterday, you are storing, like I was like uncomfortable. After you have done your exam, your teacher is asking you, what grade do you think you deserve? Like, then you tell your teacher, for me today, after you have done, everything is done, I think maybe I deserve a 5. Then the teacher will be like, why do you think you deserve a 5? Because here you got wrong, here you got right. Here. So you are reasoning well, you're like, okay, I think 4 is right. The teacher's like, yeah, exactly, that's okay.
Uh-huh.
We could never reason with a teacher. We
No,
could.
no, I know the feeling of the teacher feels like if you say anything, it reminds me that there was a time I was very bad in business.
Mm.
Uh, I was very, very
I was
bad.
bad in mathematics.
Yeah, I was okay in mathematics, but in preschool, especially the end year when I was going to do my class 8, I was really, really bad in business. But you remember my time, it was business and home science.
Mm.
So our final exam, to the mock exam, so we can do the final exam. I got 30 over 30 on home science, but I got like 2, or did I get 0 on business? And and then the teacher, when they come in, they give you the results, but they come in with a huge pack of cane, like he comes
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
yeah.
remember that. I know.
So he did punish everybody, and then he reached to my town and he said, "Osiango, only God can help you. I'm not going to punish. I'm not going to punish you." But it ended up that I was afraid, and that's
Yeah,
why I couldn't perform. I
yeah.
was very much afraid. When the end exam came, I did way better. He was
Yeah,
even surprised, and I was like, "It's not the fear that makes kids like be better. It's the conversation, which I
it's the
find it very,
openness,
very yes,
and letting child be a child.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
they will come to you. They will always come to you if they need help. Like here, if you bring your child in this society, I think talking and using example is the best way. Like you, even if you want them to do a certain career, you don't have
Yes,
to tell them you must do this. You just come up with examples. You just come
yes,
up with some nice stuff, stories, examples, and then they will choose by themselves. They tell you, "Mommy, I want to do this," you know, because I see you doing this, I like it, or I see Uncle so and so doing this, or I see my friends are doing this. I think
yeah.
I'm try this. Eh? Just come up with nice examples and be free with your children. Talk to them, make them. there can be still a boundary. They can be your friends, but there's still a boundary. Yeah.
Yeah, they can. It's the creation of a trust. So they need to be able to understand that I can talk to my parents.
I can always tell mom and dad this.
Yes.
If I need help, I can always tell. If I do something wrong, especially here in teenage life, there are things they do so wrong, but because of the strictness back at home,
Yeah.
they share. That is how, even back in our culture, most got early pregnancies because we were not even talked about what was sex. Nobody told you. Even
No.
our period, menstruation, nobody told us. It was just secret. It was something that you never even wanted somebody to know. Can you
No.
imagine? Went through so much. Hmm?
I think the openness, but some things I feel, even though like our mothers, they were not open into talking to us about, let's say, menstruation or pregnancy or sex or what our body like who are you, like before you hit puberty.
Because even them, nobody talked to them. So it's
Yes,
like something that was carried and was. So this generation is just saying, no, we want to talk about sex. What sex?
yes,
Menstruation. When do you start having menstruation? It is not a bad thing. If it spills on your clothes, it's okay. Do not feel ashamed. Do not cry. Do not hide. If you
yeah,
are having periods, you can share with somebody, oh, today I'm having my periods. It's not something to hide. It's actually something to be proud of. I'm not pregnant. I've not
yeah,
done it. Yeah. But for
yeah.
us, period was like abomination. It was you had to hide it. Nobody has to know. I
That's
think,
true. It was like a secret. It was like you're. It was like you're somehow dirty.
yeah.
Yeah. But you see, in some culture, they relate. They used to say that you're dirty. I
Mhm.
am dirty to know that you're on your period. So they never use the word
Yeah.
periods. At least
There are
in Luo,
there are some cultures you are not even allowed to sit in the church, synagogue.
yeah.
There's type of religion where if a woman is on her menstruation, she's not supposed to perform some duties at the church. I have heard of this.
I don't know about other tribes in Kenya. And of course, if you're watching this and you're from a different tribe, you can comment below because when it comes to Luo, we had so many words that we used in relation to the actual thing. For example, we knew that menstruation is there and how to say it. We never relate a woman with menstruation to be dirty, but at least you are distance yourself to take care of yourself, for example,
Mhm.
because it's not an easy process. It's like complete a renewal of yourself, to be honest. I think menstruation is just a renewal of a woman process, and you start over again, and then in a month, then you completely become somebody else, and then you start over again. So
Mhm.
it's a complete renewal of yourself. And of course, we have a name for it. We don't say you're dirty, but there are some cultures that say I am dirty to say
Mhm.
that you have menstruation.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the other question that I wanted to
Mm.
ask, as parents of let's say African descent and European descent, have you mingled with the European parents and understand? Do they get a lot of pressure like we would? For example, we don't have our families here. Sometimes you doubt whom can you talk to, whom can you leave your child with? Do you trust them?
Mm.
We have a lot of pressure. But do other women, like other mothers, let's say from Norway, do they go through a pressure similar? Because I've met mostly the foreign women from different countries, not Swedish ones.
Mm, I have not interacted so much with Norwegians. I really, like I've said before, it's not easy to meet friends, Norwegians, like have that relationship that is so close that you can talk to them and hear their experiences. But the ones I've seen, they have small kids like me, and they just going through the same tiredness and burnouts like me, and they do talk about it. They,
Mm.
yeah, but that deep conversation, I have not gotten privilege of that.
To understand if there is any kind of, if they go, the weight that they have when it comes to the pressure, I mean the stress of a foreign woman in a foreign country compared to a woman in their own country, if the weight is the same.
The foreign woman has more pressure because for us, especially if you are both two foreigners, foreign partners, it means you do not have both of your families here. So it means you are with your child throughout. You
Hmm.
don't have anybody who can give a hand.
Hmm.
But the people who live here, they have their both sides of parents, both sides of their grandparents. So there is like a village helping them. They can always visit them. If you feel like you're crashing out, you can always go at your mother-in-law, your mother, to just babysit for you. And here in Norway, most of parents always help their children with babysitting. They really do. They even help with, like, for me, because I'm married to a Norwegian, so I have that privilege and I have a very good relationship with my mother-in-law. I can always drive my children there for her. I can always
Yeah.
just do at home, yes, I just drive, and can they sit here 2 hours, 3 hours here, then I can do whatever I want. So this for me, it's like I'm a little also privileged in a sense of that there's somebody who can always help me. But when I look
Mhm.
at the Ethiopians and Eritreans we live with here, they do not have that. They do not have any sides of their family here. So they
Mhm.
have children by themselves throughout. Sometimes even if they make mistake, there is nobody to ask. But what they have learned is that they have made teachers their friends. They talk
Mhm.
to teachers a lot about their children, what's going on, what they should do more. Like, but again, in during this time of this month, we are starting November, December, January. It's the most darkest and lonely period in Norway. I think all of
Yeah.
us live here, and they are so lonely. Foreigners are so lonely here.
Mhm.
It's so dark, people are not outside, people just in the vehicle, work in the vehicle, supermarket in the vehicle, drive the children, come back home. There's nothing to do, nothing is going on, there's no parks to go. Even
Yeah.
walking in the darkness, it's not appealing, it's not something you want. Like when the sun, you always want to go out, or light, or you are going for a baby, you take Vongna and you go outside. But in the darkness, people just stay at home, and that is the time you realize family is important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true. Coming to my last question that I have for you, and this is involving equality at home, especially when we are abroad, and the equality in the house, in the home.
Mm.
Um, Here in Sweden, I've experienced the men going. It's not forbidden. It's like a free. They go into the kitchen. They can vacuum clean. They can scrub the toilet. They can spread the bed. And coming from a culture that men do not go to the kitchen, even if they're super hungry.
They don't even know what's going on in the kitchen.
They have no idea what's going on in the kitchen. I kind of feel like we could talk about that a little bit because most people are not aware of how open equality is in the Nordic region. How normal it is for a man to bring food on your table and just say, "Enjoy your food." So, could you say something about that?
Yeah, just like Sweden, Norway is also it's like 50-50. Like even if you go to a restaurant with a man and the waiter will come and ask bill split or together, and they
Yeah,
can even the bill to the female. That is the opposite of most African countries.
yeah,
When they see a woman and a man, they always know it's the man paying the bill. But here, both can pay the bill. Here, even partners can go out and the woman pay for her own, and the husband also pay for his own.
yeah.
So that's not something that is common back in Kenya or other countries. Here in Norway, the child, even how they divide their leave when you have a child, the
It's
husband must also
50-50.
have, yeah, the husband must also have a leave. And
Mm,
this one depends who is working, who is earning more. If the
mm,
husband is earning less and the wife is earning more, the
mhm.
wife is going to go back to work earlier so the husband can stay even longer with the child because it's 9 months paid leave. It's 1 year, and normally women can go up to 9 or 8, and then the man will take 3 months, or sometimes there are some who divide it 50-50. So can you
Yeah.
imagine now you have a leave at home as a man, and the child has Basha. How do you say Basha in English? Has the Blair is full and it has to be
Are they,
changed.
the
The D,
diaper,
the diaper is
diaper.
full
Mhm.
and it has to be changed.
Yeah.
This is something probably you've never done in Africa before, but now you have moved to this new culture where you have a leave here with a child. Will you wait for the mother for 6 hours, 7 hours to come from work to change the child, yet you are home just for that? We can just logically reason, you know?
Yes.
Okay, so you also working and your wife is also working. You are all earning almost the same money, but you want your wife to come from work, come home, cook, serve the food. You, what are you doing? You have children also. You want this woman also to go bath the children. You want this lady to take out the utensils, put them in the machine. You as a man, what are you doing? But also you want her to help pay the mortgage, to buy food, to help with insurance paying. How logically, how is that?
I think
Because
if you're,
back at home in Kenya, we normally
mm,
have house helps.
yes.
If the woman and man are both working, there is always house help. And
Yeah.
the man and woman is working, they normally, the woman, probably the salary in Kenya is not still the same level for both gender. It's not there yet. If a
No.
man is like this, the woman is probably earning here. So the
Hmm.
woman always find a way to maneuver things, house help, work at home. But
Yes.
yeah, the salary is just both there. And you're also working same hours. But you want one person to carry all the baggage. How is that?
It's not, I think once you come to a country like Sweden, because it's very common in Greece as well, where men serve, just like Kenya. So it's a similar mentality of a man has to give more than a woman. And coming to here, especially, I've met a Nigerian lady in school who told
Mm,
me that she can never let her husband wipe her daughters.
mm,
Her husband is Nigerian.
mm,
And I politely asked why.
mm,
And she's like, they're girls. He cannot do that. And I'm like, why?
mm.
She failed to explain. But you see, they have this mentality
That
that
is, yeah, yeah, it's still
already,
there.
yeah, you like already, in my case, I concluded that there is no trust there. It means that
There's
the father doesn't take the daughters as daughters, which is a topic we will talk about next time when we have another joint
and I am a
conversation.
mom girl, so I have a lot of experience on this.
Yeah, my girl as well. I'm like, sometimes it I can't do it. But
Mm,
why should I create that image
mm,
that you are the father instead of making the father understand this is yours, this is your property, so you do not take, you have to take care of it.
mm,
I think that's where a lot goes wrong and a lot are misunderstood when it comes to fathers being part of the kids,
mm,
especially for girls.
mm.
So I think we've talked a lot,
Yeah.
quite a lot of good information. And I will say this was nice. And I'm so glad that you had time and I had time for us to have this simple discussion
I think
again.
we
Hopefully.
can do this like every week, once in a week.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Yeah,
can
because
create a
there's so
calendar.
many, we have so many topics that we can just talk about. People want information. People also want to hear more about people who have lived here for quite some time.
Mhm. We can have a calendar and then share the calendar and make changes whenever we can, so we can have this every week. It's
Yeah.
very, very good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So Judy, I thank you so much for today. I know
Yeah.
you have to go and get your kids food ready, as my baby asked for fish, so I have to make fish. She
Yeah.
really loves fish. So I have to
Yeah.
make fish
Yeah.
for her before I jumped into my lecture,
Mm.
actually. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say
Yeah.
thank you so
And
much.
people who are wondering about my account, it's Adventures of Judy on YouTube. And
Yes,
also I am Judy R on Instagram, Facebook, Judy Rimstad. Yeah.
I'm gonna tag the channel, and of course, this is gonna appear on her channel as well, so you can watch both ways.
Yeah.
And whoever is on my channel can go subscribe to her channel, so you can support her as well, and leave comments on what you'd like to hear her talk about, as you let me know what you'd like to hear me talk about on my channel as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you so much,
thank you
Joyce.
so much for today. You have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.